Alright, hey everybody, this is a quick follow-up tutorial on printing your drawing. So I know you haven't started your drawing yet, but at some point it'll be done. And I wanted to go through some of the options you can use to print. So today I've got this drawing that I made. It isn't exactly the same as what you're going to be producing, um, but I'm going to go through a couple things and show you how to get this file onto a page. So first thing I want to go over is the scale. And so I've scaled this drawing. You can see I have my underlay here. Um, this drawing is 1:1. So if I measure the distance here using the distance command, I start down at the bottom and I measure all the way up to approximately the top. Wow, it's almost 50 feet. So this is not going to fit on an 8.5 by 11 page as it is. So what we're going to have to do is control the scale with which Rhino is using to print this file. So this might be a little bit new to you guys, but I expect you got a little bit used to it with the first project. So in Rhino, just like everything else, it's pretty simple. You're going to do the print command. So you just enter print in the top, click print. And so I've gone ahead and set mine up already, but a couple of things to note. So the first of which, under output type, you want to make sure that you're outputting a vector, not a raster image. So a raster image has a certain pixel size. So if we print this, it's going to look blurry when we zoom in. If we print a vector, you're actually going to be able to zoom in infinitely. Interesting math behind that, but vectors are always the chosen medium on line drawings. We're going to print black and white, but we could just as easily print in color. You can see my blue layers coming in. Um, you can also print as display color if those things don't match, but I think you guys are going to be doing black and white, but you can also choose print color if you're interested in that. Let's go back up actually and note what I have here. So I'm on PC, so I have Microsoft Print to PDF available. Um, you also can print to an image file or a PDF. PDF is going to be great. It's going to be able to take your vectors. You're going to be able to put it together in InDesign. So PDF might be what I would recommend. We'll go ahead and switch to that. We're setting a resolution. We're switching between portrait and landscape, just like these are normal print functions. So there's two things that we're going to change that are going to really going to change that are going to make this really different from a normal printer. The first of which is the scale. And so I don't know what the final scale that your drawings to be printed at. I don't know exactly what size you'll be asked for, but with our drawing drawn at 1 foot equals 1 foot, right? Remember we did that measurement. My drawing was approximately 50 feet tall. We know that the windows are huge. This is a full size drawing. We can set the scale of the drawing to all of these different options. So when we mentioned in the earlier tutorial that drawing should be done at 1:1, this is why. It's because we now can take this 1:1 drawing and print it at whatever scale we want. So that's really powerful because it means we could print it on a postcard or we could print it out 30 feet wide. And so you will likely be given a scale with which to print your drawings out at. A typical one would be a 16th. 1 inch equals a foot would also be a typical scale. So I'm going to click 1 inch equals a foot for now because it's sort of easy to visualize. So we had 50 feet. So if we click 1 inch equals a foot, we're zoomed in super far here because that means that this distance, let's say it's approximately 3 inches, right, is 3 feet in the drawing. And so this, if we imagine this printing on a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, normal piece of printer paper, if we set our drawing to 1 inch equals 1 foot on 8.5 by 11, it's huge, right? This is going to take so many freaking pieces of paper in order to print this. So that scale is too big for us to do our drawing. I'll take this opportunity to show you the set command. So in here, if you click set, what this is showing you is the size of the amount of image that's being collected. And so what you can do with this window visible is you can do the command move. You can see it up here as an option. Click move. And you can just drag this option, this window over here. So when we go here and we press enter, we're still at, sorry, if we scroll down, we're still at 1 inch equals 1 foot, which is a huge scale, right? We're just seeing a tiny bit of our drawing, but we can move that window around so that it fits. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick a scale that works well for my drawing. This isn't the perfect scale that you've been asked to produce your drawings at. When you're asked to produce those drawings, you will select that scale in here, right? And so we know that this is too big. These are descending in size. So for example, if we go 1/28th of an inch equals 1 foot, it's tiny. It's all the way over there. So that's too little. So you can imagine 8.5 by 11 piece of paper in front of you. It's a tiny image. So in this drawing that we're going to print out at this scale, 1/128th of an inch, that's so little, equals 1 foot on the drawing. So that's too far. So we need to find a scale. 1/4 of an inch equals a foot. Okay, so I have my hand up. I'm imagining how big 1/4 of an inch equals a foot is. That's still too big. How about a 32nd? Okay, so now we're starting to get some parts of the project of this in. So we have an inch. We have a 32nd. 3/32 of an inch equals 1 foot. So we might be able to fit our project in here. So what we're going to do is go over to set, and we see the window of the printable window with this. So we're going to do the move command. Click over here, drag it. So this is right in the middle, and then click enter. And so now we've got our page composed as we'd like it to print. And so we might, in this opportunity, we might make some text, let's say, that says 3/32 inch equals 1 foot. Okay, and we know we're going to need to make this at least 10 feet tall for now. This is not the graphic standards that you should use. This is just for your own, for the clarity of this exercise. And so when we click print, we can see, so I'm going to go to set, go to move, drag this down, click enter. And so now if you print this out on your printer at home, you'll see that this drawing is measurable and usable at the scale of 3/32 of an inch equals 1 foot. So I hope that's helpful in scaling your drawings. So we're going to go ahead and print a PDF on 8.5 by 11 paper. For example, if you want to change the paper, here are your options. You have custom, huge, standard, different architectural formats. If we want to change to portrait, if we want to change to black and white, like I do. And in general, I would keep your margins, keep your margins at 0. You can change your position if you'd like, and keep your line type on match pattern definition, and keep your line types scaled correctly, just for ease of use. And so what that means is if you set in your layers panel, if you decide to change the print width, which you might be interested in, that'll allow you to print much thicker lines very quickly. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you.